Welcome, baby boomers. This is Rick Mikami, and this is the 2021 My Fountain of Youth Summit. Okay, I have a special guest today. His name is Anthony Chrisco, and Anthony and his wife each have about 20 years dedicated to fascia research and learning how to improve the body. Collectively, they dedicated 40 years. Their dedication and knowledge shines bright with the life-changing experience of those who use the Fascianator and the Fascianator Method. He's the founding member of the founding member of Fascia Research Society. So Anthony, welcome to the My Fountain of Youth Summit.
Hey Rick, how are you guys out there in health and fitness world? How's everything going?
We all doing good, man. So my first question I want to ask you, why is your Fascianator different from the typical foam roller?
That's a great question, and a lot of people ask it. The main difference is, number one, is the diameter. Your typical foam roller is about 6 inches in diameter. The Fascianator is about 3 inches in diameter. And what does that even mean? The diameter, this lower, smaller size, allows my baby boomers to enjoy a lower center of gravity when they're rolling on the roller, instead of feeling like they're going to fall off because they're too high off the ground. So that's the first thing, is the size. Number two is the density. You hear that? Hashtag it's not a foam roller. It's harder. And why do we choose harder? Because in a lot of people, the muscles, the tension that they carry in their muscles is harder than the roller they're trying to use to eliminate that tension. Great example, Rick. Have you ever tried to shave with a dull razor?
Oh, yes.
All you get is a bunch of ripped skin and bloody face, and you still got stubbles. With a Fascianator, you get to the crux of the problem. You get to the root cause of the body-wide chronic pain syndromes. You open up the tension around the arteries, the veins, the nerves, the lymphatic vessels. You help restore muscular tension, top to bottom, left to right, front to back. And just think, if I was able to loosen up all your joints with a can of WD-40 every day, how would that baby boomer body feel?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
And the third thing is the methodology. As you mentioned, the Fascianator method. It's not just, a couple of pictures with a skinny model doing everything wrong. We have 52 different areas that we roll in the body. It includes the spaces where your organs are. It includes the diaphragm to help your breathing. It includes the suboccipital muscles to help get rid of headaches and prevent migraines and prevent future Alzheimer's and dementia. We have the methodology. It's proven. They teach it at Tripler Army Hospital. They teach it at Waianae Coast Comprehensive Health Center. I taught this at Rehab Hospital of the Pacific. And we even have a whole book on the whole method if you do like learning how to go deeper into your fascia.
All right.
Those are the differences. And, the other thing, you seen the big rollers?
Yes.
Have you seen the ones with all the bumps on them?
Yeah, I've used that.
Rick, should I be feeling the extraneous bumps on this giant roller? Or should I be looking for the knots in my fascia that are causing the problem in my body? What do you think?
Yeah.
And it just makes sense, right? It just
Right.
makes sense. So those are our differences.
Okay, so Anthony, during this pandemic, how have you adjusted, to help our community?
Well, it's a great question, because before pandemic, we would do a lot of classes in the community centers for our seniors. In Hawaii, we call them our kopuna. And in Hawaii, we teach that we have to take care of our seniors because they took care of us. So we used to do live classes at all the different community centers where we would get 30, 40, 50 people sometimes. You've seen it with your own two eyes. You were there.
Yes.
And what do these folks say? They said, Anthony, during the pandemic, I was getting so depressed because I couldn't go out. I couldn't see my friends. I couldn't see my grandchildren. So what we decided to do was, like everybody else, hey, what if we went virtual and started teaching Zoom classes? And we're on Zoom right now. Well, every 6 days a week, right here in this very spot, as you can see, this is where I conduct my virtual Fascianator classes, where I take the entire group through the 52 areas that we roll. And so far, these Zoom classes, it's not just reached our local community. I have students in Venezuela, China. I have a gentleman, he logs in all the way from Maine on Thursday night. It's like 12:30 at night. He's 77 years old. He's logging in because why? Because he knows this Fascianator and the professional guidance on how to roll safely has helped him with his hammer toes, his plantar fasciitis, his insomnia, his bladder, his overactive bladder. It's even helped with his constipation. So how's it affected our community? We've been able to still reach new people and help them change their lives by empowering them with the knowledge of fascial self-care. That's how.
All right, all right. So the Fascianator method, does it just target the muscles?
Great question. So does the Fascianator method just target the muscles? No. The Fascianator method targets the fascia, which was classified as the largest organ of the body in the year 2012 by the Federative Committee of Anatomic Nomenclature. Let me say that one more time. Your fascia, that connective tissue that wraps all 80 trillion cells in your body, is the largest, most neurologically active organ system in your body, larger than the skin. Okay? The old world, we used to say, oh, the skin's the largest organ. The skin plays second fiddle to the fascia. Now, your fascia doesn't just wrap your muscles, it wraps every individual muscle fiber, every bundle of fibers. It wraps all 45 miles of nerves, all 60,000 miles of blood vessels, all 1,000 lymph nodes, all 206 bones, all 360 joints, all 900 ligaments. It is pervasive. It is continuous in one strand from head to toe without interruption. And that's how we attack the muscles, by addressing the tight fascia that envelops it.
Interesting.
It's kind of a lot to wrap your head around, isn't it?
Yeah. Tell me about lymphatic drainage and inflammation that it helps.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with lymphatics drainage or the lymphatic system, your lymphatic system is what filters all the cellular waste that your body's cells produce. And this cellular waste may come in the form of old kidney cells, right? The kidney, it keeps reproducing cells. Old cells get sloughed off. New cells are growing. You might find old kidney cells, old liver cells, but you also find the waste products from cellular respiration. So this body produces waste products every day, just like we as humans can fill up a rubbish can of garbage every day. Your body's producing waste products every day. And when you do not open the channels of communication to drain this inflammatory waste, what ends up happening? Well, you get things like arthritis, tendinitis, bursitis, constipation, lupus, which is an autoimmune disease. And having said that, with autoimmune, right? Is it just this thing that you get, oh, cursed me, why me? No. Autoimmune means you have too much garbage trapped in your body, and your immune system says, hey, that cell that's there kind of resembles a kidney cell. Oh, it's an old kidney cell, but I like going after that new kidney too. So people with chronic kidney disease, you guys, it's inflammation at the highest order. Okay? Your body is so loaded with garbage, your own immune system thinks that you're a toxic cesspool of putrid, rancid junk collecting in your body, and it's trying to eat you up. And guess what? Stiff fascia is also where cancer cells migrate to. So this has larger implications than just aging processes, right, Rick?
Yes, yes. It's really great that you're sharing this valuable information that a lot of people really don't know about or understand the Fascianator. They think the foam roller is the only way that you can get your muscles, the myofascia, you know. So moving on, let me ask you a question about your trip to Germany.
Okay.
Tell me more about that. You went there in February 2020, just before the pandemic?
Right before the pandemic. Yes, I am one of about 50 people who is on what we call the Fascianet Plastination Project. And it is the work is being done at a place called the Plastinarium in Guben, Germany. Now, have you seen the bodies exhibit?
No.
Remember all those cadavers that were posed in various activities, basketball, baseball. They were all human cadavers that were plastinated. Well, the process of plastination is where they take all the water out of the cells and they reinfuse the cells with a silicone agent that allows them to preserve the body for educational purposes. So that happens at the Plastinarium. And the bodies exhibit, it's been in Hawaii, it's been in Vegas, it's been in San Francisco. It's a traveling display of human cadavers and doing all sorts of different activities, baseball, ballet, tennis, just to expose how this fantastic body works. And the Fascianet Plastination Project was the first project in history where they decided to focus on plastinating the fascia so we could further educate the masses as to what is this organ system that these guys are talking about. Okay, so if you've ever had a deep tissue massage and you're like, man, I feel amazing. Guess what? They just worked on your fascia from head to toe. So imagine, what if you didn't have to pay someone exorbitant amounts of money and make an appointment? Rather, you had the tools and the know-how to take care of yourself every day, right? Right. Massaging your fascia shouldn't be a luxury item. It should be like a chicken in every pot, right? Right, Rick?
Yeah, exactly. So the reason why I say exactly is I've done it myself. I've been doing it for quite a while now. I met Anthony back a few years ago at his place at the Honolulu Club in Hawaii. And like you said, the place was packed. Okay, so I've been doing it religiously after my CrossFit workouts, before my CrossFit also. And I noticed a really big difference in how my body feels and recovers. Okay, so tell me about your book, Pain Free Every Day. You and your wife wrote that book?
Yes, this is our book, Pain Free Every Day, the roadmap for natural treatment when pills, injections, or surgery aren't your solutions. And what this book talks about in detail is, why did we develop the Fascianator? How did we come up with this methodology? What stories have transpired since we developed it in terms of testimonials? And what kind of information since we started in terms of the Fascia Research Society has come out to bolster our claims and support our testimonials? Because as you know, sometimes people don't believe in testimonials or anecdotal evidence. Well, just so you understand, my wife, Eileen Paulo Chrisco, she was a cellular biologist who worked with the 2009 Nobel Prize winner for medicine. And she also did breast cancer research. So with my wife's cellular biology experience and my 25 years of personal training and post-rehabilitation experience, we brought our collective consciousnesses together and we tried to figure out, okay, why are these people feeling better? Why is that carpal tunnel gone? How did that trigger finger go away without surgery? And one day Eileen comes home, she goes, Anthony, I know why your people are getting better. You're managing the environment around the cells. You're helping the fibroblasts, which produce fascia, make more of the good stuff. Instead of trending towards inflammation, you're bringing the body back to a point of homeostasis, which, as you know, is balance. And that's how it came about. This book will talk about down to the cellular level. It talks about current practices in Western medicine, how they give you pills or a surgery. And some of these surgeries, just so you know, have an 80% failure rate documented. Why would a surgeon perform a surgery if it has shown a history of an 80% failure rate? Does that make any sense to you?
Not at all. And why do they do it?
Why do you think? That's what pays the bills, right?
Right.
Now, granted, we do need doctors. If I got hit by a bus, I would need surgery, pills, anesthesia, x-rays. I would need it.
Exactly.
But why did they give one of my clients a wrist surgery, a finger surgery, and an elbow surgery all at once when she could have taken care of it naturally? Why did they do that? Because that's what they do. That's what their training is. It's not their fault. But our goal here in this Fountain of Youth Summit is to empower you guys that there is something else out there that has a proven track record of efficacious results to help you live better, live longer, and enjoy the life and your family around you. That's what we are doing.
Yes, yes, that's excellent. So tell our viewers, I mean, you've worked with a lot of baby boomers. Can you give some testimony on what kind of results that they have gotten, and how long have it taken for them to get that type of results?
Okay, I have a woman. She's in her late 60s. She had breast cancer. They gave her a double mastectomy. It got infected. They had to take it all out again. She then got a hip replacement. She was walking with a cane. She would always fall over, and her spine was starting to get scoliosis. She took my class once a week, and she rolled out at home on her own. And after the first 3 months, she's like, Anthony, I don't need my cane anymore. You were right. Anthony, I feel like I'm standing up taller, and my back doesn't hurt as much. You were right. I'm sleeping longer through the night instead of going pee every hour. You were right. And I have about 100 of those testimonials. I have another gentleman. He was only sleeping a half hour at night at a time because he had to go pee so much. I found out he had 7 surgeries in his abdomen, so his body was riddled with scar tissue. After 5 months of rolling out, this gentleman sleeps 5 hours a night, and he just celebrated his 63rd wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
tons of those testimonials are in here, from women with fibromyalgia to women with ovarian cysts and endometriosis, migraines, vertigo, tinnitus, sciatica, plantar fasciitis, patellofemoral tracking issues, post-knee replacement, post-hip replacement. We got them all. And it's such a wonderful feeling to know that we've helped so many people.
That is. And that's what we're going to do with this Fountain of Youth Summit. But let me ask you, is it only for humans?
Great question. Well, last year, I'm a dog lover. Like many of us are loving of dogs. I wrote and created my own self-myofascial release program for canines, where I teach the dog owners about the fascial anatomy of the dogs, as well as the lymphatic drainage system of the dogs. And we call it petting with purpose. Think about it. Would you spend $5,000 at your vet for surgery, or would you rather massage their lymph nodes and their fascia around their joints so they can continue walking and continue pooping? Because that's it. When they can't poop, then you've got to put them down or get surgery. When they can't walk, that they want to give you a hip replacement or whatever replacement. I like my dogs all natural. Thank you very much.
So how did you find these pressure points? I have a dog. I mean, he's kind of on the young side, but how did you find about all these things about the dogs with a Fascianator can help with? You actually use the Fascianator, or you just work on the pressure points? Or
I teach the dog owners how to use their own hands to massage the area around the vagus nerve, around the lymph nodes on the front shoulder and in the hip of the dogs, the lymphatic area around the organs, as well as the fascia in the low back and in the neck and the shoulder. So how did I learn about it? Well, I've had dogs forever. At the Plastinarium, they have animal dissections that are plastinated as well. So I have a lot of those images. And I actually reviewed this with my friend, Dr. Joanna Cook. She's the owner of Ali'i Animal Hospital right there off Ward. I presented this to her, and she's like, Anthony, let's do it. And so I had my friends bring their dogs, and some of these dogs were supposed to die 2 years ago. Guess what? They're still going. And they're not just alive. They're like this.
is that right?
Yes.
How long? of a life after?
Well, they're still going. Mandy, one of my client's dogs, she was supposed to die 2 years ago. Uh, and my client name is Eileen. She goes, Anthony, I work on her vagus nerve every night, and I work on her hips, and I work on this and that and the other. She's still going. She's going to be 14 in next month. 14.
Cool. That's very cool. So for the dog lovers, even for cats also.
They have it for dogs, cats. They even have myofascial release for horses. So if you're a equestrian lover, there is myofascial release for horses because every animal has fascia. Okay, you know when you ever eat pork chops and that stuff gets stuck in between your teeth. What is that stuff that doesn't break down? It's collagen. It's part of the fascia because fascia is made with collagen and water. So every animal has fascia, period.
Okay. So
Yeah.
is there like a guide? How would they get that kind of information if they have their own pets and listening to this interview?
You can go to my website at www.thefascianator.com. And remember, it's Fascianator, Fascianator, thefascianator.com.
All right. So are you going to demonstrate a little movements for us in this first segment? Yes.
But what I prepared for you guys for your free sample of Fascianator rolling techniques, we're going to talk about the foot, plantar fasciitis, and we're going to roll the foot and the calves. Now, when we roll the foot and the calves, we can get rid of plantar fasciitis. We can reduce those pesky leg cramps that seize you at night. We can help prevent deep vein thrombosis in the calf, which is a blood clot. We can improve the articulation of your ankle joint to prevent you from falling as you get older, because isn't that a big issue with seniors and our baby boomers? I'm fine, but I fell. I tripped on my own foot because I didn't know my foot didn't move. I thought it was, but it's too stiff. And you don't know you're falling until you're already on the ground. Isn't that right, Rick?
Yes. It's too late. It happened so fast that next thing you know, you're on the ground.
That's right. So if we can give you a little bit of information to improve your balance and your stabilization in your lower extremities right now for free, do it. My wife wanted me to let you guys all know, if you go to our website and order a Fascianator in the United States, it's free shipping to all 50 states in the United States. Free shipping. That's about a $7 to $12 savings for all of you guys at home. The Fascianator itself is $65, and it comes with the 26-page PDF of all the body parts and all the techniques, including modifications. If you are not too sure, you can get on the floor. We have everything you need to eliminate all the excuses, okay? So would you like me to show you those calves and feet right now?
Yes.
All right, so watch this, you guys. When we roll the foot, this is exactly what my Zoom class looks like. You're going to take the right foot, bend your left knee, angle the foot inward, and as you push back and forth on that inner arch, you will feel little crunchy, tender sensations, and that is stiff tissue breaking up in your feet. Remember that, Rick, when you did that?
Yeah.
Then we lean out, and we get the outer arch. It's called the lateral plantar fascia. And after a few passes there, we go into the middle of the foot. This thing in the middle from here to here is called the plantar aponeurosis. And that's where the surgeons cut, scrape, and sew it back together. And hopefully you feel better, but usually you get more scar tissue from that surgery. Okay. Now, you can't just roll the foot to address the plantar fasciitis. I'm going to roll the calf, cross the left leg on top. You can either lean left and right if you can't lift your body up yet, or you just roll up and down through the middle, and then you're going to turn the leg out a little bit, and it's going to be more tender. Then we roll the inside. And after, what everyone says is this. They say, hey, Anthony, feels like more of my foot is touching the floor, and I can articulate better through this action of the foot instead of. Now, Rick, can you tell everyone at home what your feet felt like when you first rolled them, and how has it changed since you've been doing it over and over?
Well, when I first started it was really sensitive. Every part of my body besides my feet, it was so sensitive you didn't want to stay on that roller. But over time, now that I've continued to use it, it's not the same as what it was when I first started. You know, it's things that I can bear because I know how my body's supposed to feel after I've rolled out, and then I work out, I get it back again. So you need to continuously to do this. It's not like a one-time fix-all type of thing. Your body always go through some changes, so you always constantly need to roll out, right? Is that right, Anthony?
That's right. Rolling your fascia is like brushing your teeth every day, whether you want to or not. But I don't know many people that don't want to brush their teeth.
Right.
Now, my wife wants you guys all to know to get the free shipping in the coupon code. You just have to enter the word youth.
Correct.
So put youth in the coupon code for your Fascianator and you'll get free shipping. That's all I need you to know. Now, I think we're going to do some bonus material too. Isn't that right, Rick?
Yeah, we're going to do that bonus material, but why don't we give them another one that really hurts me too? You know, on the lower extremities, now you did your calf.
Yep.
Now do the front side of it.
All right. So come on down here, you guys. So let me just show you real quick. What Rick is talking about is this muscle in the front of the lower leg, not the bone,
right,
but the muscle in front. This muscle lifts the foot, okay? And when this gets stiff, people get swelling here. It's called anterior compartment syndrome. Your doctor will want to cut you, but you should free it. And when you free up this tissue, the ankle moves in such a smooth motion. When I first teach this to my seniors, they go like this. I can't really move the ankle because this muscle controls it. So if you want to loosen up the ankle, you got to loosen up the muscle that crosses that joint. So we have two options. If you can't do the original one, which I'll show in a minute, you just stick your leg out and you roll on top of that muscle. It's called tibialis anterior. It's next to the shin bone. Otherwise, you would get down like this. You're on your elbow. You suck in your tummy. And you're rolling the tibialis anterior. And what happens, guys, you'll feel that send signals all the way to your toes. Now, since we're on the topic really quickly, have you guys ever heard of hammer toes, where the toes are like this clawed up? Well, when I roll the front of that muscle, guess what? The hammer toes straighten out. Does it happen overnight? No. It takes a couple of weeks up to a month. I have had people say, Anthony, they were going to cut my tendons. The podiatrist said, I can fix that. I'll cut your tendons. Do you really want someone to cut your tendons?
No, not at all.
Fingers crossed that it works.
Exactly.
Okay, you roll out the muscle, the appendages attached to the muscle straighten out. So again, we're all getting older. Do you want to be this person or do you want to be this person?
One more thing on the foot. Now you did the outside of that muscle. What's on the inside?
Aha.
And then I want you to show them your kneecap.
Okay, good one. So, well, I think what you want to really talk about is this muscle on the side. So we did the back, we did the front. Well, there's one more muscle here. On
the inside also of your bone.
Well, we don't roll that bone. We just roll the calf.
No, I mean the muscle on the inside. There's a muscle on the inside right next to the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not there, the other side.
That's the calf still.
But there's no muscle over here?
It's underneath. It's not exposed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you never roll that bone. This one, you guys, see when I move my ankle left and right, you see that? These there's two muscles. the tendons go down around the ankle and end up attaching under the big toe. When we roll that out, you're here, and you just lift up and down. Now, why do we roll these muscles too? Well, you guys, have you ever seen people that go out walking every day and the legs start to bow out? Have you seen that, Rick?
Yes, yes, I've seen a lot of people like that.
Okay, those are people, yeah, they walk every day, they're doing activity, but did they reset the muscle's resting state of tension? No. So that tension adds, and it can literally change how your bones tug on each other. Now I'll show you really quickly here what I mean by that, okay? This is a tensegrity model. None of the sticks are touching themselves. Do you see that? These elastic bands represent your muscles. Well, if I have an imbalance in tension, left to right, front to back, what does that do to my pelvis alignment, to my spine alignment, to my knee alignment? Do you see it?
Right.
So if you had your choice, would you rather be fully aligned, front to back, left to right, top to bottom? Or would you let one area distract and change the structure of the entire body? Make sense?
Correct. Makes
That's
sense.
why
Yeah.
we don't just brush this tooth in the morning. You brush them all every day, right? We roll all our muscles as often as we can. If it's every other day, great. But you never skip it. Why? Because your body wants you to be balanced, not thrown into chaos.
Makes sense. Perfect. Now, okay, Anthony, we come in to the conclusion of this first segment, and we're going to go into the bonus round. In order for the viewers to get the access to this bonus round, they would have to purchase the all access pass. So, Anthony, before we continue and before we give them some information on how to get a hold of you, explain to some people why they need to get this all access pass and what are you going to cover in that portion?
Well, in the all access pass, we're going to cover even more important areas of the body that affect your brain function. Things like the muscle in the front of your neck, it's called the sternocleidomastoid. And underneath that muscle are all these cranial nerves that go to the eyes, ears, nose, throat, and all of your organs. So if I can loosen up this area, guess what? You'll improve blood flow to the brain, which helps prevent beta amyloid plaques linked to Alzheimer's and dementia from growing inside your brain. This will improve the drainage of the old cellular waste from the cranial space as well, which then further reduces the chance for an inflammatory issue in your brain. And that's what we're going to talk about on the bonus round.
All right. So if people are not going to purchase the all access pass, how can they get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of us at www.thefascianator.com. It's FASCIANATOR.com. We're all over the world. Again, free shipping to all 50 states. That's about a $12 savings on average. And you're going to put the word youth in the coupon code.
Now, I have people that's probably watching this My Fountain of Youth Summit in the international waters or internationally. How can they get a hold of it if they want to get a Fascianator and the book and whatever?
Same thing. The Fascianator.com. I'll even give you my email directly. It's thefascianator@gmail.com.
And is there any a shipping charge for that?
Yeah, different countries have different rates, and the shipping takes a little longer because it's international. So, but give it between 2 to 3 weeks for the shipping. But so far, we've shipped rollers to Sweden, Switzerland, France, Denmark, Germany, London, Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, Philippines, Dubai. We're all over the place, guys. You can't go wrong with the Fascianator. So here's an opportunity to take control of your life and continue getting better, 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 instead of saying, "What? You're getting old. That's what happens." I refuse to buy into that notion. You only get better when you get the Fascianator.
All right. One more thing you mentioned to me earlier. For the first 5 people that order one of these Fascianators, they'll get.
That's right. The first 5 people that order a Fascianator from our website will get the free Zoom class with me, the inventor of the Fascianator. So first 5 people, free Zoom class. We'll let you know how that works as soon as those sales start coming in. And I guarantee once you go Fascianator, you'll never go back to that old foam roller of yours.
All right. All right. Okay, gang. Thank you for joining us on this first part of our session.